Good evening, friends. How's everybody doing tonight? I think I'll start by bringing up my miming friend, Marcel Marceau. And that nice miming, not nasty miming. My silent partner. Yes. She's on vocal restrictions for another 2 weeks. Yay! But at least she's here. You see her smiling face. Oh, she's gonna pinch my cheeks. Look out! Ouch! I can't get all the way over there, but there's an arm on my chair in the way. Let's see who we got in the chat. It's Nick P. R.I.P. to the legend Steve Irwin. I'm lining up my public transit to Beer Rod to visit my visit to his family zoo in Queensland. I am so jealous. You better take a bazillion pictures because that was one place I wanted to go ever go to Australia and Steve Irwin was my oldest son's kind of a mentor. That when he was back all interested in animals and stuff, he watched Crocodile Hunter all the time, and he literally cried when the news came across the radio about his death. 78 days till Canada. We were running out of time to plan to figure out if we're going to get to Toronto. Let's see. How many hours to walk to Toronto? Bus? We'll figure it out. It says, good evening to everybody. Good evening, everyone. Ooh, she's got Big Sky mints. Natural flavor, sugar-free. What's on the bottom? Peppermint. Yeah, feather refreshing. And we have Danny D in here. 1 gram. That's good. Welcome in, Danny. Moderator extraordinaire. And before I get going too far, I'm going to remember to turn off the notifications on my messenger so it's not constantly going ping ping because I see my thing flashing up there. Oops. Settings, Mikey. Settings. Notifications. Turn it off. Okay. Now, Danny's sending hearts to V and Michael Ann. Sending hearts back at you, Danny. So if anybody catching this on the replay, I also want to welcome in, if they're lurking or coming in later, I have some new subscribers this morning. I was doing some chatting and some other things, and I got a few new subscribers this morning. So if you're here, welcome in. Excited to have you here. Wait a minute. You're funny. You're funny. It would be very interesting now that I am going across the U.S.-Canadian border on the train. We get off the train and go through customs at Niagara Falls, via rail station before heading to Toronto. Well, we got to make sure you guys aren't sneaking anything in illegal, or we got to kick off the nefarious people. Make sure they smell okay. Yeah, they got to smell good coming to Canada. Don't want them smelling like anything else. Okay. Woohoo! Hello, Amy. Welcome in. Just got home from getting Finn and grabbed dinner. I hope Finn's doing okay. poor little Finny had. I said poor little Finny. Finny had a procedure today, so he's gonna need all the loves. That's it. Seen Atticus was getting attention today. Atticus wouldn't go outside without Amy today. I hope you can have a good dinner there. I'm just gonna stop this thing from blinking because it's driving me crazy. Okay. Back to StreamYard. There we go. It's not your birthday yet. I know when your birthday is, Busby. I still have a video that, it's just was shown privately before. Don't get on my case, Busby, or it might go a bit viral. No, I'm just kidding. It was just must be killing you, V, on vocal rest. Gotta have your voice ready for when you pinch my cheeks in Toronto. She's got to do more than that. She's got to do some reaching exercises because those cheeks are way up there. We don't want to be pinching the wrong ones. Are you practicing? You gotta practice reaching up and doing that because you don't want to miss and hit the peaches. No, you don't want to do that. Nick is tall, very tall. You don't want to not reach high enough and get the peaches. Busby, yo, you're sworn to secrecy, Michael, and didn't you read the fine print? Ha ha. I read the fine print, Busby. I was the one that let you know things that you were showing on your Facebook picture. That's how I figured out how old you were and when your birthday was. Exercising for cheek pinching? Cheek pinching. Yeah, you did. See, I'm just as investigative as you are, Busby. So I'm going to play a little video because tonight we're going to talk about some famous birthdays in history today. Well, so if you watch carefully, because the answers might be in this short video, more than likely are. I gotta find it. Scrolling. Ready, aim, bye. And the one thing that all those people have in common, today's their birthday. Other than there's one interesting concept with one of them, but I'll come back to that. Let's see, who should I start with first? I got so many questions, I don't know. Might as well. I have about 4 or 5 for each of them. Detective Michael. One is Australian. Actually, 2 of them are Australian. Someone famous just visited, and someone famous just visited his zoo. Well, I'll get to him. I don't want to blow it, but I did learn something interesting the other day. I'll come back to it later. It's related to birthdays today. Well, there is a lot of birthdays today, but I kind of narrowed it down to ones I knew a bit more about. So there's some athletes, some other actors that they might be famous to some people. They're not really well known to me. So they're not all actors. They have different things. So one of these people was President of the United States. Was born in 1732 in Virginia. But then technically, he wasn't born in 1732. Because at the time this person was born, they were following the Julian calendar. So he was originally born February 11th, 1731. But when the colonies adopted the Gregorian calendar, it moved his birthday by a year and 11 days. So look at that. That surprised me. She just. Can you imagine? Oh, I'm born this day, but no, we're changing the calendars here. Now you're born a year and 11 days later. So that made him. Suddenly you're 11 days younger. Okay. Well, that might be a good thing. If you're getting up there in years, you might want to back it off a bit. Is this Chinese sign a dragon? Maybe. I don't know. Okay, back up here. Amy saying George Washington. Danny D saying George Washington. Carter? Carter's not that old. Old, but not that old. That's crazy, yeah. Not Roosevelt. Hello, Roxanne. So he's 98 or 99. He's born in the 1700s. I think he's a little bit more than 98 or 99. Some of my ancestors fought along George Washington in the American Revolution. The most famous battle, they say, was at the Battle of Saratoga in New York. Michelle was born on leap year. We'll talk about leap year birthdays next week. Because next Thursday is actually the 29th. So it was, in fact, George Washington, the first president. So curious, does anybody know how many terms he actually served? Was it 4, 1, 3, or 2? He's saying 3. Anybody in chat know how many terms he served? Hello, Paul Vines. Welcome in. Howdy, driving and listening. Drive safely. Nick saying 2, Roxanne saying 2, Danny saying 3, Paul saying 4. 4 was in my head before you mentioned it. Numbers. Actually, he only served 2 terms. Only served 2 terms, yep. Now, question. What political party was he? Was he Democrat? Was he Republican? Or was he no party? Was George Washington Republican, Democrat, or no party? That was an option too, but I didn't pronounce that one. So Republicans didn't come around until 1860. Abraham Lincoln was the first president of that party. No party, no party, no party, no party. This is the only political questions on the stream. I'm not discussing parties aside from he was in fact no party. So I got a couple more questions for him, then we'll move on to another famous birthday today. What was his favorite soup? What was George Washington's favorite soup? Was it carrot, bacon, peanut, or cabbage? She's typing a lot there. Right? V said cabbage. Busby saying chicken noodle. I didn't give that option. Roxanne saying carrot. Back to there. Oh, well, yours was cabbage. And Nick is saying peanut. And it was, in fact, peanut. I've never tried peanut soup. I've had soups with carrots, bacon, and cabbage, or parts of those, but V. Okay, now this next one should be interesting. What material was George Washington's false teeth carved from? What material was George Washington's false teeth carved from? Wood, ivory, silver, or gold? Never heard of peanut soup either. How the heck do you make peanut butter or peanut soup? I don't know. Well, something with peanut butter in it would be probably tasty. What were George Washington's false teeth carved from? Wood, ivory, silver, or gold? Are you ready?
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So seeing the questions on George Washington. So you know how like a lot of subdivisions will have like theming with the names of the streets in that area?
Yep.
When I was growing up, ours was like that. So we had Mount Vernon, Washington, like Lexington, like all of like those similar names were like the theming of the subdivision I lived in.
That's cool. Roxanne said they were wooden teeth.
See, I want to say rumors taught us that they were wooden teeth, but I don't think they were actually wooden teeth.
Busby says silver. I think Nick's saying wood. Anybody else?
B saying ivory.
Ivory. Well, in fact, legend has it that they were carved from wood, but they were actually ivory set in silver plate. When I was scanning through the things, they actually had a picture of his false teeth, and they were in fact ivory in like a wire silver.
Addie, no.
Yes. Amy got new glasses.
V, here's Oreos for Steve. They have Pop Rocks in them.
So that's the one. That's all the ones on George. Let's see. We'll do this one next. I'm going to save the good ones till last. This person rose to fame as a child actor in 1982 in an extraterrestrial movie. Oops. Sorry. This person rose to fame as a child actor in an extraterrestrial movie. She was 6 years old at the time. She's also played a woman with amnesia dating a comedian repeatedly. She was born in 1975. Hey, Josh, welcome in. We're doing some kind of trivia on some famous people that were born on this date. I think V's already guessed it. Because she was.
Busby, it was not a dog and cat fight. It was a dog. Addie was barking at a dog and people outside.
But it was enough to startle Atticus off the counter. Hello, Kenny. Welcome in. You're on your phone. So V said Drew Barrymore, which is correct. So we know a lot about Drew, mostly originally from E.T. So these questions are kind of E.T. related. And the first one is more E.T. related than Drew related. So, what popular candy did Elliot use to get E.T. to follow him?
I know.
Uh-oh, there's an alien in my chat. And it's not Solex. What, my girlfriend's birthday's today? Is Drew your secret girlfriend there? What popular candy did Elliot use to get E.T. to follow him? 3 answers.
It's Reese's Pieces.
Yep. Everybody saying Reese's or Reese's Pieces? It was, in fact, Reese's Pieces. What was the name of Elliot's sister, played by Drew? I had a crush on her for years. I haven't seen the movie E.T. in forever. I remember it from I think Family Guy portrayal of the E.T. movie. I haven't watched it for years either.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was looking at these questions, I brought back some memories. I don't think I have it on DVD. I think we had it on VHS, but I don't think we have it on DVD. Oops. And I did these questions late this afternoon because I fell asleep for a nap, so I had I didn't have time to give options. Busby saying Gertie, which is absolutely correct.
I remember her more from her movies when she was an adult.
Yeah, I could have done some 50 First Date ones or
First Dates, Wedding Singer.
Yeah, I
Never Been Kissed.
I watched. Well, I have 50 First Dates on DVD. I've watched it more than any of them. Gertie, that's crazy. DVDs are starting to die out now too. I have at least a couple hundred DVDs downstairs that I would play, except somebody stole my HDMI cable to my DVD player. So
I have a DVD player, but I don't have a remote for it. I wonder what happened to it.
I had that remote. I don't have the one to my TV. And I have gone through the couch and everything in the living room. We had it when we moved here. It's disappeared since my son's girlfriend moved in. No freaking clue where it went to. But I have one to the DVD player.
Finn, hi, buddy.
So I need to get it. Well, I do, and I was saying I need to get a universal remote, but I really don't, because the only thing that on my Roku thing doesn't control is the volume. My Roku one will turn it off and on. So,
well, that's good.
And I don't watch really TV stations. We've got Disney Plus, and I have I usually watch YouTube anyways, but so everybody is awesome.
We got a little thin buddy boy.
Had I known she hadn't been kissed, I would have helped her out. Are you a little dozy still, Finn?
Yeah, he was cranky in the car ride home. He meowed the entire time.
You had left me there, and they did things to me.
Yeah, look at his poor little leg. But hey, good news is, well, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see where they shaved his leg.
Yep.
Neither of the kitties have feline leukemia, so we're good there.
That's good.
They're all good. They're all healthy. They're all good. They're all.
Yay. Just switched from regular cable to Fire TVs back last July. I got cases for my remotes that can hold an AirTag in them. That way I never lose the remote. Well, when I use the remote, I usually set it on the table. Or if I get up, I set it by the TV. Yep, I've gone through everything in the living room and I have no clue. Like I almost ripped furniture apart looking for it, and under and down the cushions and down in behind, and felt around. I can't find it. Oh, hello, Michigan Carol. Welcome in.
Hello. It got dark quickly where you're at, V.
Yep. Drew's first movie was called Altered States. You really are a fan, aren't you, Busby? Okay. Back to Gertie here. What did Gertie dress up as for Halloween? That's going to be a tough one. Maybe. I know some of these I should have come up with ideas, but I didn't have time. What did Gertie dress up for? Or dress up as for Halloween? Let's see if anybody guesses, and then I'll give some clues. What did Gertie dress up for? Or dress up as for Halloween?
You're blah, 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 blah. Mute your YouTube.
If anybody guesses, and then I'll
who's Gertie?
Give some clues. Gertie was Elliot's sister in DC. You need to mute your YouTube. You got an echo coming back.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, we got it. An old lady? Nope.
The V went bye-bye.
Yeah, she had to pick up Steve, and then somebody's got him. All right, Busby. Yes, you got it. Dressed up as a cowgirl. A couple more on E.T., and then we'll jump to another famous birthday. Where does E.T. hide from their mother? Where does E.T. hide from their mother? Remember, you can picture it. He's hidden amongst things.
Under the bed?
Not under the bed. It's not in the tool shed. Not in the tool shed out back.
I know they covering him up like a ghost.
Yes, they did that. That was when they had him on the bike, I think. Yep, V went poof. Did he ever get to phone home? I have no idea, Busby. It's been so long since I watched it. He was hidden amongst some things.
Oh, hidden in the flowers. In the plant.
Not flowers.
In the closet.
He was hidden in the closet amongst some things. E.T. wouldn't have been able to phone home today. We had AT&T. There was a massive nationwide outage in Yes, Busby, you got it. It's hidden in the closet amongst stuffed animals. What did Gertie do the first time she met E.T.? Probably what I would do if I ran into an extraterrestrial.
Scream.
Exactly. She screamed.
She screams, she
But I would-
throws, she's like, ah!
Let's see. Did that one. Did that one. Should I do sports, wildlife, or what's the other one? I'll do sports. Yeah. Scream and maybe wet your pants. I'm going to stay quiet. I'll let you. Now, Busby, if nobody gets it, you're more than welcome to chime in. So this person was coach of the Detroit Tigers for a number of years back in the 70s and 80s and 90s.
Like in the 70s and 80s. I don't have any idea on what in the sports.
He has the same first name as another person we've already talked about, and it's not Drew.
George Washington.
So his name is probably George.
Yep. His first name is George, but he goes by a nickname. I knew who he was because my mother was a Detroit Tigers fan back in that era.
Okay.
Not Billy. His first name is George. Nickname. I forgot why they gave him that. He got the nickname when he was a kid. I forget what it was. Now I'll quit making you guys guess who it is. Thanks, Kenny, for sharing that out. His name was Sparky Anderson.
Sparky. I remember that name.
Sparky Anderson, yep. Now, I'm going to... A couple of questions related to Sparky, a couple are related to the Tigers, and then we'll move on to... Then we'll move on to wildlife, as Michigan Carol's requested. Let's see. Did Sparky... How many World Series titles did Sparky Anderson lead his teams to? You can take a guess at a number, folks. How many World Series titles did Sparky Anderson lead his team to?
No.
3.
Sorry?
3.
Nick's saying 3. You say 3. Some just flicker over there. Busby says 2. Danny says 3. The answer is 3. In 1975 and 1976 with the Cincinnati Reds, and 1984 with the Detroit Tigers. Which was interesting because my grandmother was a Toronto Blue Jays fan. My mom was a Detroit Tigers fan. So at either place, there was always a ball game playing. But got to listen to the World Series. Usually my mom was listening to the radio. Sometimes she put it on TV. I would say I'm going to tell you, he coached for 17 seasons from 1979 to 1995. Does anybody know where their the Tigers spring training camp is?
Is it in Arizona or Florida?
One of those two.
That's usually where strings did it. I'm going to say Arizona.
The Tigers, did you say?
Yeah, where's the Detroit Tigers spring training camp? This is actually where my grandparents had their trailer. Love that Sunday in Toronto. Baseball team is in town. Yeah, Toronto's playing the Twins that day, but yeah, perfect timing, but that's out of my budget. Dancing.
I think they're in Florida.
Nick's saying Arizona. Amy said Arizona. Roxanne said Florida. Michigan Carol saying Florida. It is in Florida. And I won't make you guess at that one, so we can get on other questions. It's in Lakeland, Florida.
Yeah, I watch a YouTube family, and they go to a lot of the spring trainings, and I never heard them say that team they're going to, so I figured it had to be Florida.
No, Lakeland, Florida, because that's where my grandparents had their trailer for a number of years. My grandparents would leave Boxing Day, like day after Christmas, and they wouldn't come back till the beginning of April. Did Sparky Anderson ever make it to the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Didn't remember. George. It's so straight. Spring training camp, Fort Myers. 4 men in the house trying to show some love and support to. Okay, 2 yeses, 3 yeses. Yes, he did. In 2000. And Sparky Anderson lived from 1934 to 2010. All right. Carol, you're in Michigan and don't know. That's hard to say. So if I say things like Robert, Crocs, Crikey, Bindi, who does that make you think of, folks? Amy knows. Amy knows.
I know.
Robert, Crikey, Bindi.
Nick should
Robert
know.
Redford.
Stingray.
Terry is Terry's another clue.
Zoo.
Australia Zoo. Beerwa. Nick knows because Nick's going to that zoo.
I guess the famous people didn't go to his zoo. I think they went to the Sydney Zoo.
Oh, Crocodile Dundee.
Not Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile
Fun
Dundee.
fact. The movie Crocodile Dundee is why Outback has the name Outback.
Yeah.
Because that movie was popular
This was Steve, who died from the sting attack, whatever that thing is in the ocean.
His chest was pierced by a stingray.
And it actually was on video, but they're never going to publish it.
No, because they were filming it for Deadliest something. Deadliest
Yeah.
Ocean. It is, in fact, Steve Irwin. But there's another famous not as famous Australian, but there's another Irwin that also has that same birthday. Steve's mother, Lynn Irwin,
Mm.
also has the same birthday.
Cool.
Speaking of which, where do you think Steve got his passion for wildlife?
Guessing
Do
maybe
what?
his parents.
Exactly, from his mom and dad. They were into all that animal conservation before that. Sean. No, it wasn't Sean. Wildlife Animal Hospital at Australia Zoo is named in honor of Steve's mom, Lynn. I believe that. They took care of a lot of animals that got displaced or injured from the wildfires down there. Where did he meet his wife, Terry?
At the zoo? I don't know.
Oh, I've heard that story, but I can't remember.
I know that's how his daughter met her husband was, I believe, at the zoo. He was there doing something. And now they're married and have a little girl.
Howdy, guys.
Hey, Kenny.
How is everybody?
Good?
Good.
In the Outback. Wasn't in the Outback. During
No,
a
I
crop
think
demonstration. Sort of, yeah. It was at the Australia Zoo, and she was watching the croc demonstration. She was down visiting with a friend, and he went over and talked to her afterwards. There's little Atticus up on the counter again, little bugger.
Atticus, what are you doing?
Good timing. Hi, all. Hello, Alana.
Hey, Alana.
How old was Steve when he caught his first croc?
14.
I would say like 7 or 8.
You're closer.
I have no idea.
Never met him. They met over a blooming onion at the Outback. No.
Between 8 and 14.
Hey,
10.
Hey, Michigan Carol and Danny D. And everybody in the chat. Hello, everybody.
Nick's saying 8. Danny's saying 8. Oops. Stop jumping there. 11. No, 8's closer.
10.
5.
Somewhere between 8 and 11.
9.
He was 8 or 9. Yep, he was 9 years old when he caught his first croc.
I was about to say 10, but.
Yep, he was 9.
Okay.
Let's see. Does anybody know the name of Steve's best mate?
Nope.
So he works at the zoo, but it's something you would have had to follow.
Is it
Hunter
Bien? What happened to my channel? There it is.
It is a 3-letter word. It's not Ben though.
Bob?
Oh, N. I-A-N.
Oh, Ian.
N.
Lana says Wesley. Nick says Wes. Danny says Wesley. Busby says West. Yes, it is Wes. What did Steve do that caused?
I'm coming.
What did Steve do that caused controversy back in 2004? He did something that upset a lot of people.
What was the question again?
What did Steve do that caused controversy back in 2004? He did something that upset a lot of people.
He took a stand for something, but I don't remember.
Crikey's Irwin's is on Discovery Plus. I've watched it several times.
Oh yeah, he was playing with his child and held it upside down in a crocodile's mouth almost.
I remember that now.
He held Robert when he was a month old and fed a croc at the same time. And
Yeah.
a lot of people got upset about it. No, he didn't dangle it upside down like Michael Jackson or whatever the heck Michael Jackson did.
Off a balcony.
Yeah.
It's a question slower. I can't ask Google that fast.
I'll be back in just a minute.
And now his son feeds the crocodiles at the zoo.
Exactly. Well, he's done this. Well, not held a child, but he's fed the same crocodile.
Yeah.
He's a spitting image of his dad too. Does anybody know what animal is named for Steve or that family? Him and his father were out fishing, and something bit their line, and they sent pictures to a guy in that kind of line of work, and this animal is named
Fish. I want to say I just saw a headline or article or something about this.
not a fish, not a shark.
Then they put it on our Instagram.
Something that lives in water, but it's not a shark, not a fish.
Hold on.
It's not a shark. Not a squid. Wonder how old crocs get? Yeah, Google it. There was a snail as well. It's like the snail is a brightly colored one. It's a land snail called a crikey something. I promise you I will take every picture and video I can at the zoo and broadcast it. I should have time to work on it during my 3.5-hour flight from next day. I look forward to seeing this stuff because that's someplace I would love to go. This animal has 4 legs, a tail, for this. This is a reptile. Yes, it is a turtle, Alana. Irwin's snapping turtle. Irwin's turtle, or Irwin's snapping turtle. Float Australia closer. Yeah, they'll just paddle Australia over to the U.S. It'll make it much easier to visit. I assume that's a turtle. That's a snapping turtle, not a sea turtle. Does anybody know the name of his granddaughter?
I know.
I think it's Emily, isn't it?
It's Grace Warrior.
That's 2 parts. Wish we all couldn't too far away. Grace Warrior is the first part. Yeah, her full name is Grace Warrior Irwin Powell. Powell is her dad's last name. Okay, the last person I have on here. There was plenty more, but the last one I did is nope, that's not it. That's George Washington. Oh, there it is. Gee. And last one has Powell in their name. What a coincidence there, Nick. Crocodiles 30 to 60 years in wild hunter captivity. Well, there is some at the zoo that have been there since before the Crocoseum was built. So the last person I have, part of his last name is Powell. Oh, how am I going to give this? I'll just come out. The last two people, actually, they both have the same birthday. One is show some of the zoo that are really old, and then yeah. The last two people are the founders of Scouting, and I was going to say guiding, but she started Brownies, and then there was another relative in that family that started guiding. So this is where Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts originated. It's Robert Baden-Powell. Yep, Baden-Powell, you're right, Alana. And Olave Baden-Powell. She was Olave Soames. So I'll just anybody know why he created Scouts? Or how? I
No
don't
idea.
Be prepared is the motto. That you just answered a question I already had. And DIB, which is DYB, do your best, is the club. So this, at least here in Canada, the Cub motto is do your best, and Scout motto is be prepared. I'll just give some of the stuff. Maybe he started scouting because when he came back, he was in I forget what war it was back there. The Boer War, one of those. He didn't come back, and he was in the army and discovered that young boys from England were using his training manual that he had written for the military, and these boys were calling themselves Boy Scouts. Let's see. Baden-Powell was born in 1857 and passed away in 1941. So let's see. I'm going to give you. What I'm just going to tell you about him, because it's going to be hard for you, unless you're like involved in scouting or maybe been like a chief scout or whatever, or an Eagle Scout. You may not know kind of the history. In 1907, they had their first camp held in Brownsea Island. He married Olive in 1912. She started Brownies, I'm not sure what year. And Alana already got the motto, be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another thing I looked up, and they talk about a secret handshake. But what I've seen on Google is different from what I've learned all my life. Alana was a brownie. When I looked on Google, they were saying the secret handshake. I'm just gonna let the dog back in, which is shaking with your left hand. Okay, come in if you want to. You know, another scouter, if they extend, or when scouters meet, they will extend their left hand. And what I read, it was a sign of friendship because the left hand is closer to the heart and all this stuff. And it was like, that's not all the history I learned. the history I learned is when he met up with a Zulu chief. It was a sign of trust because the Zulu chief put his shield down, which was in his left hand, to extend his hand to shake hands with him. So it's a sign of trust that he let down his guard there to shake hands. He didn't put his weapon down, but he put his shield down. So that's what I learned. I've I don't know, it was from the top when I was adopted, or maybe a couple of years after I was adopted. My mom was in my mother I grew up with was involved in scouting out in British Columbia, I think it was. She was a cub leader for many years. My dad and my grandparents his parents had been involved in scouting before that. So I've grown up through scouting. I was a brownie, and I was a Girl Guide, or be like Girl Scout, till my second year. Because instead of going to the one that was associated with the brownie pack I went to another one. And it was a very small company, and sometimes we would meet with a company at another Girl Guide company in the church next door. And there was too many times we showed up and nobody was there, and nobody, notified anybody that we weren't meeting or whatever. So I had enough and I quit. And that was probably 12 or 13 then. But I went and I helped out my aunt's brownie pack for a while. And then when I turned 14, you're able to become what they call an activity leader. And my mom had started a beaver colony. Well, beavers were started in the 70s, and they were the age group before cubs, because cubs were around 8-ish to 11, and all these little kids wanted to go, and so they started. Beavers were 5 to 7. So I did beavers for a good many years, and then when my kids moved up to cubs, I moved up with them to another cub pack, and then they moved up. My youngest went to Scouts and then quit. My oldest went to the one here after Scouts, was called Ventures, and quit. And then I stayed a few more years as a cub leader. I think when I got done, I had over about 35 years in scouting. So it was like, I think I done my share. But I do miss it, because not being a member of the scouting in the area, I can't go to without a lot of red tape, I can't go to the scout camp that I grew up in, which is sad, because it's a beautiful place. And then I took some training courses, and they have a reunion every year, but it's in September, and it got to be a bit much to go to that. So I kind of miss the scouting thing, but I don't want to be a leader again. I've done enough years. And then there was a lot more birthdays on February 22nd, but some more actors and stuff, but I figured that handful was enough. Most of them are deceased, except Drew Barrymore. She's the only one that's still around of that bunch. So how are you doing, Kenny?
I'm doing good. About yourself?
I'm doing good.
What you eating good there, Roxanne?
Homemade hamburger helper.
Ah,
Sounds good.
sounds good.
I don't like the box. I don't like the box mix. I never have liked all the chemicals and stuff in it.
I've only done the box stuff when I'm in desperate for something. That's all they had, but I'd rather make stuff from scratch. Now you want Girl Scout cookies. Yeah, me too. But they're not on keto.
And they're not that good anymore to me.
I have Girl Scout cookies. I have the peanut butter patties and lemonades.
I wound up eating egg and cheese sandwiches.
I had eggs with cheese and ham this morning.
Yep. Girl Scout cookies depends on what country part of the United States you live in, is what factory they come out of. And they say the ones that come out of the West up near California are better than the ones that come out of Georgia.
Hmm.
And the same thing called two different things depending from the west to the east too.
Yeah, like peanut butter patties are either peanut butter patties or tagalongs.
Yeah.
I was so confused when I went to college because I grew up. They were peanut butter patties and they were caramel delights. They were peanut butter sandwiches and
Yeah.
Thin Mints. And I get to college and it's Girl Scout cookie time, and they were like, Do-si-dos. I'm like, what the heck is a do-si-do?
Mhm.
And I'm like, they're like, this one. I'm like, no, that's not what that is. That is this. Because I think the do-si-dos are peanut butter sandwiches.
Mhm.
And like the
Yeah.
caramel delights. Oh, what's their name?
Is that the Samoa's ones or
Samoas. And that's what it was. It was the Samoas. And I'm like, what the heck is a Samoa? And they're like, the coconut. I'm like, no, that's caramel delight. And they're like, no, it's a Samoa. I'm like, no, it's a caramel delight. And we were both right.
we have we don't have Girl Scout cookies in the stores here, but we have one that's similar to the Samoa's, but I really like those, so I can imagine. But here we have two kinds. In the spring, it's you get a row of chocolate sandwich cookies and a row of vanilla sandwich cookies. They're really good though if you throw them in the freezer and eat them out of the freezer. See, my mom tried to hide them in the freezer, and it's like, yeah, my dad and I still got into them. And then in the before Christmas, then we get like the Thin Mints or the mint patty ones. But we don't get the selection. The only time actually they've had them in stores was the year or two during the pandemic. So they totally didn't shut down but it was very cool.
I couldn't tell you the last time I bought Girl Scout cookies.
Too expensive for what you get.
I bought them the other day when I came out of Walmart, and there was the Girl Scout selling cookies.
How much were they?
$6 a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I sold them,
yeah, I sold them, and we sold them for $2 a box back in the 70s, you know.
I remember selling them for 75 cents a box, and I would actually end up selling them by the case. That price, everybody go, yeah, can I get a case? Which was like 12 boxes. I was like, yeah, here. They go back, it's like, can I get some more cookies? They were good cookies, but yeah, I'm not paying $6 a box for cookies. I won't pay $8 for a box of or a thing of gluten-free Oreos. I'm certainly not going to pay $6 for a box that's this big of cookies. They used to be like this big, and now they're down to this big.
I noticed when I ate my peanut butter patties last night, they were a lot smaller than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You're getting ripped off because they should be $6 everywhere.
Yeah, they should be. Hey, it's like I said, I won't pay $8 for Oreo brand gluten-free cookies. So it's like, hello, Lacey.
Hello, Lacey.
Hey, Lacey. You know, there was a Girl Scout in Colorado who got the bright idea to sell her cookies outside of a dispensary, and Girl Scout shut that one down.
We could do that here. Just come down a ways, like, or go down. No, it's that side. Go just past Subway. It's only a couple doors down from the dispensary. Actually, don't have to buy cookies because this dispensary where my son works at, they have a fountain thing inside with water and one with lemonade, and they have fresh baked chocolate chip cookies, and they're all wrapped individually, and you can take one for free. So yeah, it wouldn't be good to sell cookies outside, but somebody can just grab one for free and go out.
You can go to Aldi's and get the knockoff cookies, and to me, they're better than the Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I don't even remember what they call them, but the ones that are just like the Samoas or the caramel delights at the dollar store at the grocery store just down the road. But I don't think they're only want $3 maybe.
At the dollar store. You talk about Dollar Tree or Dollar General, Family Dollar? Because I'll have to check.
Oh, what? What was that? We'll give him a noogie for you. Okay. I know what you mean by a noogie. You grab his head and do this on top of your knuckles. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna switch to t-shirt. I'm getting hot in the sweatshirt here. Just gonna go across the room. So I'm not on camera. I don't want to be flashing anybody.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, Janie.
Hey, pretty girl.
So what have you been doing with yourself, Kenny?
Hey, not much. Just today, I just actually washed my blanket and my pillowcase, and a sheet that was on my bed in there. That's pretty much it.
Sheet on your bed, but you sleep on the couch.
Yes, I know.
All right.
I don't know.
Are you still enjoying living on your own?
Do I now?
Do you still enjoy living on your own?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's peaceful. It's quiet. Yeah. I can stay up as long as I want. Don't have to worry about waking up nobody. Don't have to worry about disturbing anybody. Just have the whole house to myself.
Nobody disturbs you.
Nope.
So on Monday, my son was off, and he decided he was going to do some reorganizing in their basement room there, and there was a bunch of stuff piled up on the floor. So he got this wild idea to take the shelf unit out of the laundry room and put it in their rec room area, I guess it is. So upon doing that, he ended up rearranging and reorganizing the laundry room as well. So I was going through stuff and I found a whole bunch of things I haven't been able to find for a while. So a couple 3 months ago, I was doing that pour painting, one that didn't turn out so good. But I found ones I had done before. I'm not sure what dollar store your mom found the cookies at. So I found a bunch of them. So I got some that are better than others. The original ones I did with my friend turned out really well. Like I said, when you have the stuff with this chemical that's in the WD-40 that I used it sprayed in it. The amount of that will give you all these little weird cells. I just put myself up so low for a minute so I can show you guys.
That looks like a face to me.
Yeah, that looks like a beautiful painting.
That looks like a big old nose, 2 eyes, and a big old smile.
So this got some blues, some purples, and it's got some gold metallic in it.
Wow.
I like that.
So, but with that chemical, I gotta look it up again. You get when it's heated, you get all these little different cells. So that was the first one I done at her house. And this was the second one I done at her house.
Ooh, I like that one too.
So then I had some of the acrylic paints at home, so I decided to experiment. This one was greens and stuff. It had some metallic in it.
Ooh, I like it. Can you use hairspray?
If it has that chemical in it, I have to look up what it is again. This one was shades of green and brown too. So I got out of doing it for a while, and I kind of.
Yeah, I saw some lady doing it on TV, on YouTube. And the way she poured it when she got through, it looked like the ocean.
I've seen ones that they've done half of it with browns and the other half with blues, like on a diagonal. And then this one has pinks and stuff in it. And I tried one with purples and neon green. Purple's a little brighter with just the lighting here. This is the same colors, but turned out a little different. See, something like this would be cool if you did like the shades of blue or here or over here, and then did the browns, so it would look like the water coming in.
Yeah.
And then I did one on a little canvas the one time that was. It's fun to play around with. I want to get some more cheap canvases and practice more. Maybe do it. Maybe do another demo. See if we can get a better result. But her daughter was my coworker that was doing it and taught me how to do it, and then her daughter-in-law got into some other crafting stuff, and they did some craft sales. So my coworker had sold a bunch of hers at craft sales, but she did some bigger ones. But she had a whole room that she had craft stuff in, and she had spaces where she could put these to dry. I was kind of limited on space, as I am here, but I suppose I could clear off my sewing table and do it there. Yeah, the ones with the metallics in them really look cool.
Hello, V. I want to answer Ellsworth Carl's comment there about where he said, Kenny, Lacey said you forgot to shave. Yeah, I know. I got to shave my facial hair off.
Did you get a razor yet?
No, I've got to go to Walmart Monday, so. And
write yourself a list.
I've got that on the list. So my list is yay long. So I'm afraid what I'm gonna be spending at Walmart.
You have to categorize need and want. What do I need right now, and what do I want? But maybe I'll have to wait a few weeks or whatever.
And I'm supposed to. I am supposed to go see a special someone Monday, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, is that a Walmart date again?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, this special someone has actually been talking to me quite more frequently now.
Nice. Lacey says you look furry like Elmo.
she has been actually talking to me at least if not every day, at least every other day.
Nice.
And sometimes it may be once or twice a day she make it,
Kenny. Speaking of special someones, how is your dad and his new bride doing?
Well, they're loving the time with each other. But believe it or not, they actually allow them to take a shower together.
I came back at the wrong time.
Yeah, right. I was like,
So do they in the same room now?
Yes, they are in the same room. And yeah, and they usually give them both the shower at the same time. So
interesting.
Addie, no.
And so yeah, hey. So
yeah, Kenny, your filter. You're right. I'm filtering things in my head and say, no, I'm not going to say that live on my live.
Have we not learned that Kenny is the reason for being in the wrong chat?
Yeah.
Well, they do have a sign on their door that says, "Please knock before entering."
Okay, so I suppose they frown on socks on the door.
Because they have had people just randomly just walk in without even knocking. And
awkward. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Yeah, we're definitely in the wrong chat. My chat just went.
You're muted.
No,
You're muted, Roxy. Yeah, we'll get them started. We'll never get them stopped.
Roxy's muted.
Yeah, she was doing sign language. I don't know what she was saying.
Hello, Carnival Cruise addicts.
Hello, Liz and Chris. How you doing? Welcome in. I'm really liking your From the Yak's Mouth segments there, Chris. Those are cool.
Yeah, I need to go watch a couple more of them.
Watching it every day. Seeing what John Heald's saying, because he'll tell you right from the yak's mouth. And having a coffee and a couple Tim Tams for breakfast. Oh, yum.
So if you eat Tim Tams for breakfast, that means I can get away with eating them at breakfast time. Got it. Good deal. It's nice that I can have Tim Tams whenever I want. I just go to our dessert station and I open up the cooler and I take a Tim Tam.
Jealous. I've been out to Walmart a couple of times and it's like I see them there and it's like, no, they're not keto. Not keto.
So you all sell Tim Tams at your work, Amy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have the Tim Tam brownie, Tim Tam. I don't even know what it is, but it's like the piece of brownie, chocolate mousse, and peanut butter mousse. And it's got caramel and Tim Tams on it.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Well,
it makes me want to get something like that now.
Maybe you need to get one of those then when I go to Texas.
Busby says, I'm telling your boss. Okay. Well, I am the boss. So I do have a boss. She's in Fort Worth, though.
Yeah. Doing inventory. We're down a couple. Not breakfast, morning tea. It's 11:20. Well, depending when you get up, sometimes 11:20 can be breakfast.
See, here for me, I usually, like I said before, I usually eat somewhere around 10:30. Sometimes it may be at 11:30. But I usually make it my brunch. In other words, kind of breakfast and lunch together, and then I'll eat again at about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. So, but
Well, I don't usually have breakfast. I usually have more of brunch, but
yeah.
lately, since I've been waking up at stupid o'clock, I've been having breakfast.
What time you been getting up, my Glenn?
Well, this morning I was awake at 3, but I didn't get up till 6. Lately, it's been like 6 a.m., 5:45. You're on mute there.
Yeah.
She just brought herself off.
So I was sitting around at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's like, okay, now I'm getting hungry. But then getting some stuff done and sitting down watching YouTube for a few minutes, and then it's like,
Yeah. You've been waking up right just before we, of course, me and Jimmy, we haven't done our show in a while, but you've been waking up just before that time, hadn't you?
yeah. No, the last couple mornings I kind of sat around, and then I watched Eddie Lugo and
See Me Traveling?
See Me Traveling, and there's one more.
Sea Lake Journeys?
Right.
I wish I would have been able to meet CME when, because we were on the Mardi Gras. They were on the Mardi Gras when I dropped my phone in the ocean.
Oh, wow.
That was a rough cruise.
Yeah.
They just got off the MSC's shore cruise here not too long ago with Journey with the Gingers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was in their chat yesterday and today. Made some new friends. Figured might as well be in a chat rather than sitting watching a video. At least I was staying awake. Cold control. Yep.
Yep, exactly right.
Sounds
Line
good.
check. I'm supposed to taste product every day.
Yep, these are still good. Well, these may be turning a bit. I better finish them.
My favorite was when we had the Oreo. Before we got Tim Tams back in the day, we had Oreo crumbles. I would taste test the Oreo crumbles every day to make sure they weren't stale.
Yeah, too bad you can't have the brownies. Dang, people that put pecans in brownies.
Yeah.
Amy missed them, so now you got to book another cruise. She's already got several booked. You never know.
I think I have 5 booked right now. Yeah, I have 5 booked right now. And one of them is not Carnival.
I know.
I've got that Norwegian Joy booked for 2025.
I'm still debating.
I will be on the Carnival celebration in that September. So that one's going to Newports for me. It's going to St. Thomas. I get to go to St. Thomas and San Juan. And then Celebration Key, which will be the new private Carnival's new private island.
Yeah, the Joy goes to St. Thomas, Tortolo, Great Stirrup Key, and what's the other one? I cannot remember the fourth one.
Port Canaveral? But no.
Puerto Plata.
Puerto Plata.
I should know because it's right down just down a bit from Amber Cove.
My next cruise is in
Carnival Cruise Addicts has 9
2 days.
They shift some. How many days?
62.
62.
All new ports. I've only ever been to California once, and I was 16.
It's on the Firenze.
Never been to LA, so I'll get to go to LA. I'm staying on the Queen Mary. I'm so excited. And I get to see cruise friends.
Para DJ.
Yeah. Mary Ellen Dillon, the Paro DJ.
I'm actually sharing a cabin this time with Marjorie. That comes around in a lot of the chats, especially in the cruising community chats.
April marks 6 years since the first visit to Canada, and that was just to Vancouver. Well, then you'll be able to mark 2 more provinces off your list there, Nick. Yeah, try to keep Amy's cruises straight. It's like Firenze in April, Jubilee in July.
Mm-hmm.
Her birthday cruise.
I've got a Cove balcony on the Jubilee.
Nice.
I splurged.
After I take my first cruise, I'm probably going to book some cruises.
And then the Breeze in
October.
October, and then she's got another Carnival one and another non-Carnival one.
Yeah, my non-Carnival one is in January 2025.
I gotta get
I'm
I gotta get through October, and then we'll see.
This is actually going to be my 3rd cruise, but first time on the Norwegian Joy.
Yeah. Hello, baby boy.
What?
What?
What are you talking about, V?
Something about socks.
Oh, you know, put a sock on the door, don't come a knocking. Because the boats
Yeah.
are rocking.
He's learned that one the hard way.
Yeah, he learned that the very hard way.
And we're gonna leave that at there.
There's
Yeah.
not enough in the world to undo what I just saw. Hey, why are you back down here? And that line was spoken to us. It was me, Michael Ann, Danny. I think Ryan was still there.
I've lost track because some people say they were there. some
Najuma
people-
was there.
I was like, I know I was there, and I know Amy was there. I just go, say what?
It was Ryan, you, Najuma, me, Danny. For sure.
As long as it's not upside down pineapple. No, I got a pineapple here, but it doesn't go up. Oops, where'd it go? Right there.
Hey, cruising scene.
Doesn't go upside down.
I have to go get something. I don't think I've shown the people on here this.
Oops. Where did you go? There you are. Hello, Sharon. How are you doing?
Like this one.
But yeah,
I have questions, but I'm not going to ask on live.
You cannot have this. It is not for you.
I know there was a small bunch were there when, because we were to the left of the doors when you came in. And Troy came down.
That
Oh,
is so cute.
he said koala pineapple.
Hmm.
No, it's not for you.
It's called a foodie. A wow foodie. Except I got it at the grocery store for $7.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Cruise and scene making their reservations for rock and roll. Small testing.
And speaking of the rock and roll, October 21st, 2024. Carnival Breeze, Galveston, Texas. Come cruise with us.
Let's see. I'm gonna go over here.
I'm from Georgia.
I gotta go down here because this one doesn't work properly. Throw some tunes here. Scroll back up. And we'll go there.
I need to get me a shirt.
So I have to do music because of all my little videos I uploaded. That one I've tried twice and the music won't upload. So that's why I go down to the little things down there. We had a pineapple hanging on our door on the horizon, kept finding it upside down. Everybody kept turning.
I know who turned it upside down during the cabin crawl. There were 3 of us involved in that one.
I don't know, it'd be insulted or disappointed. I don't know.
Yeah, that one was me and Kimbra and Matt.
Love this vlog. Anyways, if you're interested in being part of our Amy's group, I keep saying our. I'm just in the same room with her.
Yeah.
Be part of the Alignment Group cruise. Contact Amy and Faith Adventures at amykephartyt@gmail.com.
Gonna be fun. There's 5 cabins so far.
I'll leave that up there for now. Never forget the day Darian found out on live what that means.
That was so funny. I was in the car. I had just been picked up from the airport.
I remember that too, and he's never been able to look at a pineapple the same again.
I'm wearing the Helping Hands for Cruising shirt right now that I won weekend during. Sharon won one on Billy J's Live, the last event, but she gifted it to me because she already had a Helping Hands one. That's the pink one I wore during the cruiseathon.
I have one. I think it's blue. It's up in my closet.
I'll be taking that one. I'm taking one of my Carnival t-shirts, my Carnival hoodie, because I'm probably going to buy some t-shirts because I want to get a Bucky shirt, and I want to get a Carnival Breeze shirt, and if I can get other ones from the ports. Otherwise, if they have them on the Breeze, it's cheaper to buy the 2 for $25.
I love Bucky shirts, but I've learned that Bucky shirts, if you dry them, they shrink a little too much. So you might want to get a size up. For me, that is.
Don't steal a shamrock like Scott did, or forget your keys or other things. I always thought it was Rappy. Well, I'm sure there was several of them. I have a hoodie, backpack from Helping. I have a t-shirt. Hoodie would be nice, but I want to get the backpack next. Big reason I'm flying back from Australia to DFW airport in Texas. It's been 2 years and counting since I've been to a Buc-ee's. Well, it's been never since I've been to one.
It's been the day of the Helping Hands for Cruising. I went.
Let's see. I think I went to a Buc-ee's back in
Where are you from?
April or May of 2023, I believe it was. It was the last time I was in the Buc-ee's.
It'll be sometime in the next 241 days. 241 days, 16 hours, 11 minutes.
I'm going to Buc-ee's in the next 2 or 3 days.
Stop bragging. Some of us don't have them near us.
Mine's 2.5 hours away.
Yeah, Nick's from Minnesota.
Donald's is 25 minutes away.
I don't even know where the closest Buc-ee's is where I'm at now.
Sevierville, Tennessee.
I want to say there was probably one in Tennessee.
Yeah, there's one in Sevierville.
Okay.
All right, have fun working, Alana.
He's going to work out.
Minnesota.
Can't go
I've
with
been
him,
to
Kelly.
Minnesota.
Have a good one.
Have a good day.
Ilana.
18. We went to Edina, Minnesota.
Have a good rest of your day, Ilana. Something interesting to get in Canada will be Tim Hortons. We have them here for a few years, but the franchise that had it went under. They're all disappeared. No, we took Kenny to Tim Hortons. Got to sample a lot of things.
Yeah, I got to sample those smile cookies.
Small cookies, Timbits. You got a farmer's wrap. You had a coffee, and then you had a caramel ice cap.
I had some kind of maybe lemonade drink or soda type drink.
Probably frozen lemonade.
And it wasn't. I don't think it wasn't frozen.
Frozen.
And then I had some kind of sandwich. It was all right.
I only know Kenny because I watched the video. I was watching some of the videos.
Yeah, we were with our church group. Helped start a new church that summer.
Hey, Shantirement.
That's a new name for me.
I seen them in another chat I was in. I can't remember what chat it was, but
Yes, I've seen them in other ones. Welcome in.
I think it was Destination Fun. Her chat. I believe it was.
I know I recognize the name. I just don't recognize where. But welcome in. We were talking about some famous birthdays or celebrity type birthdays that were on this day, and then we've just been talking random stuff.
Carnival Cruise Addicts, are you on Shipmate?
I believe they are. I believe they are. I think I have them.
And V, the answer to your question on that, yes, that is a memorable cruise. That is one cruise I will not forget. That I definitely hooked on cruising, so
Yeah, it's addicting.
Carnival.
because, like I said, I took that one cruise, and then a year later I had to book another one, and now I'm working on my third cruise already.
Yeah, Carnival Addicts on Shipmate.
Yeah, I just added them.
But
Amy, Carnival Addicts, Ford Man, Mama Wags, Megs and Cheese, Moonlight Adventure 2, Plump Travelers, Rarely Created, and the Down Under Cruisers are my shipmates.
I have several.
I know I looked at somebody else's like, oh, they got this many hundreds. Like, oh. Never any Buc-ee's. I will one day. Yep. Me and I haven't either. We got to sample beaver nuggets because they were brought to, I believe Sheridan brought them to the meetup before Kenny's cruise. On the quarter service between Toronto and Montreal, I'm going to business class. Can't wait for Montreal. I got a huge railroad museum up there. Didn't know that.
I've been to Montreal too.
I lived in Montreal for a year when I was 4. I don't remember much. And then drove through Montreal in 1989. 1989, we went out to a scouting jamboree in PEI. Just drove through.
Yeah, my husband had a work trip, and they allowed the partner spouses to go up. They paid the airline because we flew free, but we had to pay for our own food.
And Quebec, all the signs are French.
He was on to work in school up there. He was gone 5 weeks.
Most of the stuff in Quebec is French. It's a French-speaking province. English is a minority, and some of the people are nice, and some of the people will not give you the time of day if you can't speak French. So that's why when we traveled out east, we were camping along the way. We went from here to a spot called Lancaster, Ontario, which was just the side of the Quebec border. And then the next day we drove through Quebec right to New Brunswick. We only stopped once for gas in Quebec. It's like, we didn't want to stay in Quebec because you never know what you're going to get. Yeah, we did. You might have to put me on speed dial. What's this mean? Google Translate's always a good thing too. I do that for a lot of French and Spanish. So I'll see something in Spanish going, I can figure out a couple of words, but I can't remember, make out the rest of that. Copy, put it into Google Translate. Oh, okay, that's what that means.
Restroom, bathroom, laboratory.
I had to plug y'all in because y'all was going to die if I didn't.
Salle de bain. There's some translator things too. That another channel. I can't even remember what it was now. But yeah, with Google Translate, you can get them to speak in to try to say something. It's like, speak it into ear, and it can make translate.
I never will forget one day me and Marshall and my dad went to I believe it was a Japanese restaurant or a Chinese restaurant. I can't remember which one it was, but we was trying to order our food, and the waitress couldn't understand our language because we were speaking English and she was speaking some foreign language, and we had to Google Translate what we wanted into her language.
Mm-hmm.
That was
The Quebecers are different from the Frenchies of France. It's a it's a different French because it's kind of Quebec French can be kind of like a broken French. It's I refer to it as franglais, a little bit of French, a little bit of English to get together.
Yeah. I've got to go plug up in the other room. I'll be muted and be back in a minute.
Okay.
Because I'm going dead.
Google Translate has conversion feature. I used it. There are areas of Africa that are French speaking.
Well, if you watch Gilmore Girls, Michel was from. He spoke French.
We had a family at the office. They had come here from, I forget which country in Africa, but it was they come in and also they're talking away, and I'm looking, going, wait a minute, that's French. I recognize a few words. Yeah, the German for Steve, and we got. There's one thing traveling, you come across a lot of people, a lot of cultures, a lot of different languages. It's been an interesting experience. You know, when I came back from Cuba, all I wanted to do was learn Spanish, and I started doing the Duolingo thing, and then I put it down for a while, and then I wanted to go back and start over, and it wouldn't let me start over. It's like, why don't I find like a notebook or something that so I can learn, okay, boy is this, girl is this.
Look how big she's gotten.
You're huge.
Yeah.
You're a big girl.
Almost 60 pounds.
Oh, jeez. I'm sitting here. We were chatting last night. And then everybody left. It was just me and V.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we were talking, yeah, because we were talking backstage with Roxanne. And everybody left but me and V. And all of a sudden, just out of the blue, Callie starts howling in his sleep. V heard it. She's like, what? Be darned if he doesn't, this is about half a dozen times he's done it now. But he did it twice last night. He did once, we were talking, and then I kind of stirred a little bit around 3, and all of a sudden he let out this other ungodly howl. I wish it was quick enough, or he did it long enough that I could get on my phone and record it. But every time I reached for the phone, he'd stop. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like, you're part wolf. Are you chasing a wolf? Or you're dreaming you're a wolf? I don't know. The only thing you know how to say in French is hello, sorry, and thank you. I'm going to try to work on using Google Translate to teach myself. Sorry, I don't speak French for use in one. He must be dreaming of something. I don't know what he was dreaming about last night, but it was really loud, and it's like I thought he would wake up the other two, and they never heard him.
Stop.
That's Callie part of the time. He's got food and everything else, and then he'll just whine. I was like, what do you need? Talk to me. I can't understand.
It's like, you have food, you have water. Let's try outside, but that's not going to be it.
You tried this night? Yeah, you have. You have at it.
I had the opportunity. I did not even try it. There was like, no way.
I'll go ahead and say go ahead and just have all you want of my sugar. Because I do not want no more. I
I
try to
have no desire to try it. I've videotaped V trying it, but or videotape. I recorded video. I recorded video of V trying it, but there was no way I was trying it.
What were y'all trying?
Vegemite.
No, thank you.
You still got your jar, Amy?
It's at work.
It's a good place for it. But then again, you can eat escargot, which of course is snails. I would never touch that. I've tried escargot once when I was in my 20s. First one, not bad. Was hot, butter, garlic butter. It was really, I would say it was good, but it was like interesting. I tried it. I'll try one more, and it had cooled off, and it was disgusting. It was like never again. I could say
I've actually also not only had the big snails, but I've also had the baby snails. Like I was saying before, we have a Asian market in Tennessee, and they had the baby snails. Of course, you had to de-shell them because they had the shells on them. So, and I tried them, and they were actually pretty good. And
No.
it tasted just like it had like a fishy taste. So, and I like fish, so yeah, they're pretty good.
I remember you were talking about that, and I was trying to think. It was ones my parents tried. I remember my mom talking about, but we didn't know those were smaller ones or not. They're called periwinkles. Simply steam for 3 to 4 minutes and toss in some melted butter. No, thank you.
I think these I had, they were just boiled. We just boiled them on the stove or whatever, and I just, of course, like I said, I had to de-shell them because they still had the shells on them. But
I'm looking forward to trying new things, but I'm nothing like that.
That sounds like somebody just went outside and picked up some snails and threw them in a bag, Kenny.
What do you mean?
Well, if they still had their shell, I can go outside and go find some snails and throw them in a bag and sell them.
I don't know. I mean, I bought them at an Asian market.
Well, all the more reason they probably just went outside and found some snails and threw them in a bag.
But it's been a good long while since I had them. But when I did have them, they were pretty good.
I'm looking forward to trying some more new things, but nothing on the gross side. Like there's good things I haven't tried before and thought, oh, I don't know if I like that. That's kind of, like eggs Benedict. I've never tried. Like, I may give that a try, but I'll do it in the MDR. I'm not going to do it on the buffet. But I think what else I'm trying to. And then John and shared the gluten-free menu too. Cool.
We're the vegan and gluten-free.
Vegan one looked interesting because they put some things on there going, okay, that doesn't sound like a vegan food. That must be a plant-based something or other that you're putting in there. Trip to Canada will be first time seeing Lake Ontario. I've been interested. It'll be interesting to see the ships. Been to Duluth, Minnesota a bunch of times, which is the western end of the Great Lakes. Yeah, I went through Duluth when I went out west. I don't know, one time going through Duluth, it was foggy, so I didn't see much. The ships that pass by Montreal eventually end up here in Minnesota. That's crazy how big the Great Lakes are. You know, those ships that pass by Montreal and end up in Minnesota go right by me under the bridge here.
Stop.
Yeah, no thanks. I don't drink coffee, so I don't need eggs and coffee.
Y'all making me hungry again. I'm going to go get something to snack on.
I'm making myself hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. I had a handful of spicy pork rinds, which are 0 carbs. So
Yeah, I know. Darian has been eating those on his carnivore diet that he's on.
yeah, there's no carbs in them.
Hey,
I'm not
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm not a fan of the plain ones. I buy the spicy ones, and I can only do like about a handful, and that's enough spice. My mouth's burning. It's like, okay, I don't need to have any more, but I want something kind of salty and crunchy. So that's.
Yeah.
But I've been doing keto for 3 weeks today. I did my weigh in this morning, down 2 more pounds, so I'm down a total of 12 pounds in 3 weeks. But I was hoping for a little more, but I'm happy with 2 pounds. It's better than no. I feel better, and I can feel like I don't feel as much here, and I know my waist is starting to. Like I can notice a difference here, but yeah, you guys won't see any pictures. The first picture I did, I was in my underwear, and I was like, oh, I should have done that with my pair of leggings and sports bra or something, but nobody's gonna see any pictures. Only for me to see.
But yeah.
All right. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, congratulations on your progress, Sir McLean.
That's awesome.
And I was like, let's see, because I only have like, well, I'd say 2 more pounds to get under what I was at my lowest when I did keto before. It's like I was hoping to get under that this week, but I was like, nah. So it's another goal, and then also it's like saying to myself, okay, you need to get more active because I've been doing the diet, but really haven't been doing the exercise yet. So time to throw on those cruise dances on the TV and on YouTube, and then get practicing, get my butt off the couch. Yeah, no, Busby. Get your mind in the gutter, Kenneth. And on that note, guys, it's time to say good night. It's been 2 hours. We'll see you next week for leap year. Maybe we'll have a little party.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There's 29.
I'm ready to party.
29 days in this.
Kenny would say I'm in the wrong chat. Kenny brings on the wrong chat.
You know, I haven't said that much here.
No.
Because you cause it.
Well, see, on my live yesterday, a girl come in and it said Roxanne 59's fan page with my name and my picture, and I'm going, please take that down. Never seen her before in my life. Didn't know who she was.
Yeah, have a good week. See you next